Hey my friends, the updates patch notes dropped a few hours ago, so I decided to just quickly make a video about it, tell you what I think about all these changes, and speak about the future of Heroes and Empires in this quick patch notes rundown. So it's a pretty long patch as always, and the patch will be deployed on Monday the 10th in January, so that's like 5 days from now. They'll release the mobile version to up to 10,000 players, which is good. I like that they've been quite quick to not just announce but also release the mobile version, so to me it seems like the mobile version was very stable. And they did a couple more changes to the dungeon store. For example, before the refresh time was at 30 days and now it's at 70 days. I think that's a great change, since for myself, I've been catching myself to always buy what I wanted in like the first week, and then in the remaining weeks there was just nothing left for me to get, so I had very little spirit to do the dungeon every now and then, since I just needed it for the weekly quest, and then I would just slack off the other days and not really do much. So they changed the clan system. Now it's only 2000 HE token to create a clan. I think that's good. Changing the clan name is 100 HE, that's okay. I think that's the decent change. I mean, they probably want to prepare for the rising of the mobile version. I think once they release the mobile version, they will try running ads for the game. They'll attract more players, so it's natural to have a little lower fee to create clans cheaply and be able to basically have more clans in the game. So since it's pretty much mandatory to be in one, you'll miss out on lots of rewards if you're not in a clan. You should get in one as soon as possible. Basically, they want to distribute more HE rewards to the arena, which is great. If you are following this channel for a long while, you'll know that I complained about the low HE arena rewards months ago in November, early December, where I said that the arena rewards were far too low. Back then you would only get like 1 HE a day if you were like rank 1000, and now it's like 5 times the amount, and they are going to increase it even more, which is amazing. I mean, that's very much needed, since you just need great incentives to climb the ladder, to have better characters to get there and stuff. So it's pretty amazing that they'll reward this more. And once there are more players, naturally it's going to be a bit harder. So just enjoy the time where you can get to these great statistics. They even increased the ranks to get daily arena reward from 3000 to 5000, which is amazing as well. If you have a great elf team, which is like full rares, just all of them level 100 with decent equipment, then you should be able to rank at about rank 3000. So you'll definitely get these rewards if you have a decent rare team with all of them level 100. And they made the biggest change so far, I think, that could affect the balance of the game greatly. So the max level of commons is now just 60. The max level of rare heroes is 80. And then I think rare plus is 100. They didn't really say anything about this. So far it's 100. So in the future it's probably going to be 100 as well. Hopefully they do one more step in between, where it's like rare plus is 100 and then maybe epic is 110. That would be great. So people would have more linear rewards and more linear upgrades. So I'm really looking forward to see that. I'm very grateful that they did this change, since it just felt you could progress with a team of rares forever, and then you would just create another account or just go out of the game, and this just feels more like you can progress and then you upgrade. Like, it just feels better to progress now. It just feels like there's more progression, and it's not like you progress millions of stages in the beginning and then nothing in the end. Now it's like you progress in the beginning, then you upgrade, then you progress some more, then you upgrade, and so on. I think that's a much smoother game experience. So that's pretty amazing. I really like that change. Really glad they did this. And naturally, they said so on the Discord. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Let's just open this. So they said that they... Where is it? Let me see. Advanced Heroes. Okay, I can't find it right now. Let me just see if I can... Oh yeah, never mind. They wrote it here. The current heroes will stay the same, meaning it's your time now to level your rares to level 100, and then you'll have great benefits since your rares are level 100, and they should only be at level 80, so you can have the benefit of being stronger than any other rare team that will come in the future. So that's pretty good if you intend to keep your investment low for now, or if you're only reinvesting a small part, then you'll have a huge advantage over new players in case you push your rares to level 100 quick. So if you plan to stick to the game, make sure, and you only have a rare team, make sure to upgrade your rare heroes to level 100 before the update is rolled out on Monday, which is the 10th of January. So make sure to do that before. They added the Enhanced Stone Tier 1 and the Enhanced Stone Tier 2 to AFK chests. That's okay. It's on chapter 26 to 30, so it doesn't really affect many players. Me neither, by the way. I'm just chapter 10, I think, so yeah, that's not too much of a big change. So they did some UX and UI changes. Pretty good, but I don't think it's too big of a change. It looks a bit different. It's not exactly better. It's not exactly worse. It just looks different, I'd say. So it's fine. Looks alright. They did some race and class changes, and I think those are pretty amazing. So for once, they changed the ranger mechanic. Before it was a bit clunky, I'd say. Sometimes it would trigger, sometimes it wouldn't. You get basically some kind of attack speed. It was a bit weird, actually. They changed it to have a change that rangers attack twice now. If you have 2 rangers, you'll have a 25% change, then 35% change, and at 5 rangers, you'll have a 50% change of attacking twice. Not sure how this plays out. It looks interesting. Really want to see how this affects the mana as well, since if you attack twice, do you get twice do you trigger the mana gain per attack twice? Really interesting to see that. Maybe a buff, maybe a slight nerf. It really depends on the change itself. If it affects mana, it would be a great buff. If it doesn't, then it would be... Actually, it's more of a buff anyway, since it really feels like it's going to affect the mana, so since you will be just attacking twice. So it would be pretty cool to see. Really interested to see how this plays out with champs like Tusk, for example, where the attacks can go over the whole battlefield and can trigger multiple enemies at once, since it pierces through them, if that's going to work as well. Or if the second attack is just going to be a normal one. So really looking forward to see that change. Goblins, slight nerf. They're very strong right now. So basically only 40% of HP is restored in the 4 goblin buff. Slight nerf. It's okay. It's still pretty amazing right now for low budget people. Warlock is currently dominating in the high elo. They changed the restoration of mana from 6 to 5. It's a very reasonable nerf. Slight nerf, actually. It's not too much of a big deal. And they finally nerfed the elves. They just felt super overpowered. I have seen this on many friends of mine who I told about this game, who built my elf team or my beast team. Both are great, and they are both super strong. Elf wins more consistent in the arena, but Beast is strong overall and can deal with their elf team as well in the arena. So even if that strong, the beast have some stat advantage over them, and the beast rocks in the dungeons. So finally they nerfed the elves a little bit, just a pretty slight nerf. It's okay, from 50 to 45. I expected it to be bigger. Actually, I expected like a nerf to like 40%, and even on lower levels that there would be a bigger nerf, but they only changed the Valve Elves comp from 50 to 45%. Very reasonable. I really like the approach that this game just does minor changes to the compositions and only nerfs the character slightly, since I've played many games in the past, for example like League of Legends, and it just sometimes it felt like the nerfs were out of the world and just completely destroyed some matchups and some champs that you couldn't play anymore. And here it just feels like the nerfs aren't too big of a deal. It's nice. There's a bit more balancing, and nerfs are there to make other comps come back into the game as well. So just feels really good to see this kind of nerf. So really happy about that change. So they did some hero changes. So Jubaba actually got a slight adjustment. I call it adjustment. It reads itself like the buff. It's a bit of a rebalancing, I'd say, since now he got 3 wards instead of 2, which is a great buff. And it has 100 to 220% attack and 40% max HP each at level 1 and 10. But he only regenerates mana after all wards disappear. So before it really felt like if he got focus, and he's I think he's a warlock as well, and if you had the warlock comp, he would heal himself very quickly, gain mana at the same time, and be able to spawn lots of these wards. So you were pretty much full. You had your screen full of wards, so you had like 4 to 5 wards on your screen, and now it's going to be 3 all the time. So this is more like a balancing adjustment. He won't be amazing in a warlock team where he's going to carry 1v9, but he's not going to be mediocre anymore. He's going to be at a good to great tier throughout all the teams. So that's a pretty great change. I love that. Since he was strong before, now he's better in the beginning, but worse in the great comps. Very great adjustment. So this little fellow got a nice adjustment as well. So they reduced the ref forest duration from 4 seconds to 3 seconds, but they increased the damage from 75% and 85% to 90% and 110%. So that's a great change as well, since he really felt like he didn't do much damage at all. I really like that they changed this. He's a great hero, and he has lots of nice. He got a nice kit that's working really well with some comps, but he didn't feel too great on its own, and it was just feeling weird to just have him for his abilities. So now he's doing some damage as well. I mean, even his worst attack now does more than his best that he had before. So that's a great change. I really like the changes that they did. Pretty proud of what they did. The balancing is great. The arena rewards are pretty great as well, and even the change of the distribution of levels is pretty decent. Some people were complaining earlier, and I don't quite understand why, since all the people who are playing right now should be happy about this, since their heroes will stay at their level, they won't get resetted, and it's not really affecting them at all. So I'm not quite sure. So it is really only a bad thing for cheaters who made lots of multi accounts and who just transfer their heroes to a new account every other day. That's, by the way, that's cheating behavior that is bannable, and that's not allowed. So only these people will not be happy about these changes. So yeah, pretty great change actually. And it makes more fun in the future to play the game, to have some progress every now and then, and now it feels more rewarding to actually upgrade your heroes and stuff, since before you're having the rares, which were super strong, and then for getting from rare to epic plus, since epic plus is the only level where you get additional levels, it was just such a huge gap, since you had to get your rare hero to rare plus, which was like 3 rare heroes in total. So you had to get 2 more, and then you had to get from rare plus to epic, which was a bit easier since you could use any rare plus hero of the same race. And then you had to get from epic to epic plus, which was another epic hero. So I'm really happy about the change. Actually, I think it's a much greater change that some people think, since now you always have to keep in mind that everyone is starting with the same things, right? So it's not just you or like the future player who starts with a rare that can only go to 80, but also his opponents, right? So everyone has these conditions, right? So there's no real room to complain if there's more linear gameplay, right? So before it really felt like only rails could go beyond rare to epic plus. Now everyone can go to rare plus to have a nice damage bonus, and then if they go to epic plus, they'll have another one, which is a bit bigger difference, but still I think it's the great step in the right direction. If they would now at like the 110 level back to epics, that would be even better, since then there would be such a nice progression for people. They could upgrade it regularly and they would be rewarded for it, right? And they could adjust the rewards again, so that maybe rare teams earn 12 or 15 a day like it's right now, and then if you upgrade to rare plus and get to chapter 8 or 9, which is right now is the rare equivalent, they could increase the daily rewards again, and then if you upgrade again to epic and get even further, they could upgrade it once more. So I think that's an amazing change, and it's much better now, since before you were either left with rare, where you would get like 15 to 20 HE a day, or you could go to epic plus 1 or 2 characters, and then you would skyrocket in the chapters. But it's just doesn't feel quite right. It's much more it feels like exponential growth at some point. You have to invest a lot and get a slight advantage, and then at some point you invest a tiny bit more, and then you get such a great result. And now after the change, it just feels you have your rare team, you upgrade it, you're level 80, then you upgrade or send them to rare plus, you can get to 100, then further, and just feels amazing actually. So I think that would be the best decision, and I'm really glad they did this. Same with the app release to 10,000 players, that's great as well. So yeah, really happy to see these changes. Glad they listened to the community, and yeah, that's it for the video. If you have any thoughts about the patch, just let me know in the comments. We can discuss it as always, and then just continue playing and enjoying what the game has to offer for us. Yeah, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.